Hello again. Now, we're into something quite different and unexpected. We're into woodworking today. By demand, demand by my wife. We need to get things moving to produce things for Christmas, and so this is it. Can you cut some stuff out? So, well, as I was doing it, I thought, well, you might as well join me. So here we are, a little bit of woodworking. I hope you find it interesting. I started cutting all these animals out, and I thought, oh no, I should have made a video of this. So I've stopped to get the camera and to show you the setup. Then I'll do a bit more cutting. The noise is horrendous though. But we're in production for Christmas presents, and the family, Ruth's pretty good at making she's good at painting and animals and things, and I'm not bad at cutting things out on a jigsaw. So we made some for the neighbours, some cats. We've got cats in the garden. We've got that pig that you saw around our truffle tree. There's a couple of now what do you call them? Pandas. Yeah, they're just here somewhere. There's a rabbit, look, waiting to be painted. We've had him, I was telling you about him, we've had him about 40 years, maybe more. He's just been tidied up. Of course, the pandas are here, just under here. There's some bits of wood. Ruth's got a clown for an exposition that's going on this next week, and I've got to fasten the clown up. It's a knitted one. These are the pandas, look. They were in the garden. Can you see them? There's a panda one. Let's prop him up. You can see him better. There's panda one, and there's panda two. Now they've been in the garden for about 6 or 7 years, and they've deteriorated. So I've taken them in and we've tidied them up. You can see they're a panda, can't you? And they live on the bamboo. They're just inside the gate. So they're going to be resurrected, ready to go in the garden. We had some visitors the other day, and they said, "Where's your pandas?" So they're going to be tidied up, ready to go in the garden again. Just let's pop out. Oh, there's that bike again. Look, I must get started on that. Just out here. Oh dear, the sun's bright, isn't it? Here's the washing. But just out here, if you can see it, is a eucalyptus tree. Right, it's a monster, and it came as a little tiny cutting from England. Some friends gave us it. Joe gave us it actually. And there it is now. It's a monster. It must be 60 foot. And so we're going to do a koala to go on the eucalyptus. And we'd like a giraffe as well. We'll get a bit of wood big enough. Now yesterday I went to Bric-a-Marché and I bought a chariot. You know, there's supermarket chariots. Well, where you go and order your wood to be cut from it's DIY shops. Then there's offcuts. Now at Bric-a-Marché they stick all the offcuts in a chariot, and if you're lucky and they've got one full, you can buy one. So I just went in there yesterday morning, and there was this chariot full of wood, and there it is, look. There's a lot of MDF, there's some hardboard, a lot of MDF here, quite big bits, plywood. There's some coated wood, and so I've sorted it all out. And there's some coated MDF, like they make kitchen cabinets out of. There's the plywood. So it cost me €35 for the whole chariot load, and there's offcuts to do all these little animals. So let's just go back to the saw. We got switched off. We're back at the saw, so you can see Ruth does the patterns, paper patterns. You see, there's a paper pattern. See, it's a cat, and there's another one here. I'll put the phone down, and then and then I cut them out in plywood. I'm just starting to do this one. Look, when I suddenly thought, I better show you, hadn't I? So there we are. I was just starting to cut that one out. So I'm going to set the camera up and see if it'll watch me doing it. Right, I've put the camera on. I've put the camera on back of my motorbike on the top box at the back. so it won't shake when this thing starts shaking. You probably can't see me, but you hope you can see this tabletop. I'm just going to back to have a quick look and see if it's still... Oh yes, that's not bad, okay. Right, we'll have to cut the sound off in a minute, just so that that's going to be a cat. It's good thick plywood, and once it's coated and everything, it'll be able to go outside in somebody's garden. I'll show you our cats in a little while. So let's give it a go. You notice the fret saw's got a little blower on it. Very handy that is. By golly it is. I'm not sure how it works, but it blows, and it blows all the dust away from where I'm cutting, so you can see exactly what you're doing. I don't know how you find it. Here in France, plywood's infernally expensive. I mean, this is just ordinary plywood. If you want something exterior quality or marine, oh dear hell. Well, it must be getting on for €100 a sheet. Exterior quality anyway. This, if I wanted to buy a sheet of this kind of stuff, what is it, about ½ inch? It's expensive. Now, if I just bought €35 for lots and lots of offcuts, and you don't know what you're going to get, but hopefully there's enough to do all the little things I want to do, and it's a bargain. Finish this off. It wasn't the blade that's blunt that's causing it to burn, it's me. I had a lack of confidence, you can see there. It's all squiggly wiggly just here. I should have just gone pew, but I didn't. Anyway, a bit of sanding and whatever, it'll end up with a nice curve. And there's the beginnings of a cat, which will have eyes and paws and a bit of a tail here. I think that's a foot. Tail will come round curling here. Ruth has all kinds of ideas. You can probably see it here. There's its tail coming round here, and there's another paw, and there's a paw, and there's a paw coming down here, and there'll be his face here, a couple of ears. When Helen was little, we had one of these little white wood wardrobes for kiddies, and Ruth covered it in animals. It was beautiful, ever so good. Now, we bought this yesterday at a shop, and this is an idea for a Christmas, and we're going to do one for Ruth's club. She's got this expo. It's a handicraft club in the town, and the members have been working. It's once every 2 years. Their theme this year is circus. So we've Ruth's done this knitted clown. It's got a knitted dog that's going through a hoop. Ooh. And we're going to do a clown, one of these, just as something interesting, if I can get it done by the weekend. So I'm going to draw one of this. Ruth's done a bit of a pattern on some either MDF or a bit of plywood, and then it'll have a cat on there. That is going to be a clown with a bowler hat. That's an alternative. That is a cat to go on here, you see, in place of that little tigery thing. So we'll have a cat on there, and for the expo there'll be a coat hanger to go on the wall. There will be a clown's head showing through. Plenty to get on with, you can see. Now then, let's just go and show you these cats in the garden. In the garden, there we are, look, there's 3 on the gate, plus a dog. Hi Mongo. These are all cutouts, plywood cutouts, just like the ones I showed you. They just make an interesting thing to look at. There's a little one. We made one for the post lady as well. look, on a planter. The planter has got a sharp top to it, it's got a spike on it. So rather than having an accident, then the cat is screwed onto the spike, do you see? Sharp spike. It's a lot nicer to have a cat than a sharp spike, which you can damage yourself with. If you trip up and hit that, made a right mess of you. There we are. A bit more of the garden. Right, we've got the camera back on the motorbike box. I've cut out cut a lump of MDF, and I've just scrawled a pattern. That's Ruth's pattern for that. It's her version of that wooden back for a coat rack for hanging in your hall. Let's see how they do. See how they get on cutting. It's quite thick, this. That's a start. I don't want sanding a little bit. Actually, MDF doesn't need a lot of sanding. Gosh, it's lovely and smooth finish on that compared to the plywood. Yeah, look at the edges all need sanding here. I'm just going to fix up a little vise here so I can use I've got a couple of different electric sanders to sand that. Yeah, I must show you this. We're still, by the way, whoops, we're still in the garage. There's the library, up the steps, cav. I'll show you in there one day. That's where all the important stuff's kept. It's half underground, half above ground. The folks that built the house in 1967 built this, and they used to make their own wine. Here's the woodworking department, as I showed you where the wood is and bits of junk. We're going to the déchetterie soon, so there's lots of bags of rubbish ready to go. There's that mower. I've just got this from outside. This was here when we came. It belonged to old Monsieur Fresno. Now it's on a block of wood, look, and it's got legs. Looks like a bit of ash tree, or it could be a bit of oak, and they're just fettled together. Can you see the legs there? Just fastened together with some, well, I don't even know they're bolted. I think they probably are bolted through. And then there's this little vise on here. Right, it's a canny little thing. Got a spring in there. There we are. Isn't it beautiful? I was thinking of taking it off, but you see it's bolted through here somehow into that piece of wood. And there's a bolt going down there, so I don't quite understand how it works. It's pretty old, as you can see. So I'm going to use it as it is. Leave it there, and I can stick my bits of wood in here and screw it up easily and sand them. It's pretty stable. Amazing, quite amazing. How old it is, I don't know. I think it's before they came here in 1966 to this property, because their old property was burnt by the council because it had termites in it. It's a great big old house, you know, real huge family house, and there's even termites in the cav, in the bottles of the wine. So it was infested, so the council burnt it, so nobody else got infested. Okay, a bit of sanding now. I've got the first cat installed on the vise, because it doesn't matter, you know, what angle it is really. Got an old skill sander here, rotary sander. Brought it with us from England. It's a good old tool, this is. just taking the sharp edges off, just rounding it off. We'll leave him there doing some sanding. So a little short video, quite a surprise to me, I hope to you as well. I hope you enjoy looking at that a bit. We'll show you what things look like when they're finished. When Ruth finished painting them, a couple of weeks or so, they'll be finished. So remember, if you like what you're watching, they like the things we do, could you give us a like, please? And even think about subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. It helps us an awful lot to grow the channel. And also share, you know, if you like them, send the videos to your friends. And then it makes us you know, a bit more popular, which would be no bad thing. So thank you for being with us. And if you remember, if you want to look at anything else that Cracker Books publish, you'll find all the details on www.crackerbooks.fr. And thank you for being with us today.